Hello, team. Is it possible for the PS5 Pro to implement AMD's AI-based ray reconstruction in Crimson Desert? After all, it uses RDNA4 ray tracing acceleration technology. In terms of raw performance calculations, it should be enough to run at 1080p upscale to 4K at 30 FPS, and with some optimization, it could likely achieve stable performance. So, John, this is an interesting one because obviously Mark Cerny's basically saying, hey, well, ML frame generation that's in Redstone, we co-developed that with AMD, right, which kind of suggests that the whole Redstone endeavor was a collaboration as well. And yet we're not seeing any sort of announcements yet beyond, specific announcements on ML, beyond ML frame generation, rather, beyond the fact that it is going to appear on PlayStation platforms. Ray reconstruction, or ray regeneration, rather, is obviously a good thing. What do you think about this? I mean, in theory, it should be possible, right?
Yeah, that's the thing is, given what we've seen so far with PSSR, even though they are very connected at the base, they are still distinct, right? And there are differences there. I would assume that if we're going to see this sort of like ray reconstruction or ray regeneration, yeah, right, as they call it, sorry, it would have to be something that Sony would announce specifically for the console. And Cerny himself noted that there are no new announcements in the works for 2026 after the release of the most recent PSSR. So if that's something that's going to happen, it's not anytime soon, unfortunately. It does seem feasible that it would work on PS5 Pro, although the performance hit is certainly not negligible from what I understand. So I guess my thought is, could this be something they're just holding off on until the next generation, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because as it is, next generation is going to be tough enough, right? So they're going to kind of want to keep things interesting to make a new console seem more worthwhile. But I don't know I have no idea what their plans are. But
I think a lot of this depends on whether ray regeneration depends on FP8 math or int8 math, because PS5 Pro doesn't meaningfully accelerate FP8 math, and RDNA4 technologies, FSR4, is based on FP8 math that was ported to int8 for the new PSSR. That's kind of a key question. The fact that the PS5 Pro uses RDNA4 like ray tracing acceleration doesn't really play into this question at all, because we're talking about the machine learning side of things, right? Which is quite different. So, if it can be ported over, presumably there's some work there again involved in changing data formats. That would be kind of they're kind of in a weird position, because ray regeneration is not like a fully polished ray reconstruction like technology. It's also not perfectly suited for the kinds of ray tracing workloads that work well on PS5 Pro. Maybe it's a next generation thing, I don't know, but I expect that we'll see something along those lines for PlayStation 6.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, Mark Cerny's basically expressed that future hardware is probably going to dovetail very, very closely with what AMD is doing in the desktop space, whereas, which will make, ports, quote unquote ports, or other reinterpretations of that existing technology to console a lot easier. I mean, the crazy thing is, of course, that we first learned that a technology akin to FSR4 was going to appear on PS5 Pro literally just a year and 1 week prior to it actually arriving on the PS5 Pro. So it actually took a long time for them to get the technology into a shape where they were happy to ship it, and in an optimal enough shape to ship it as well. I think that was the curious thing, of course, is that int8 version of FSR4 on PC does come with quite a hit to performance, whereas the PS5 Pro version is actually very, very fast, slightly faster than the original PSSR, in fact. Sounds to me like it wasn't an easy undertaking, but they did it. They thought they could do it. They did it. They delivered it. Going forward, though, the question is the amount of engineering effort that they put into further PS5 Pro versions of FSR Redstone technologies, or whether they just kind of hold fire and wait for PlayStation 6. I guess that all really depends on timing for PlayStation 6.